Thanks for watching and bear with us.
You know what time it is.
Boom
shakalaka!
Yay! Every Friday. How do we do it Friday after Friday?
Hey.
So much fun. Way to shout, Zion.
No
Yes,
problem.
indeed.
Man, I
That's
think.
what I'm here for.
And you all got a chance to see it live. Hey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome. It's Friday. You made it. This is it. And you're on time. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Welcome to Ms. Rocki and Chaveevah live because,
There's always something good happening on the north end. And
Everywhere else in the Cedar Valley.
you know
that's
it.
right. And
Yeah.
you know this. We've got the very special Zion the Lion.
Yes.
Or Mr. Z, or what else? Cool.
Z-Man.
Z-Man,
Z-Man.
all of that. We have him today for a few minutes as a co-host. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, we want to talk a little bit about the Black History celebration that's going on tonight.
Oh, yes, absolutely. At West High at 6 o'clock, free and open to the public. Yeah.
It's going to be like a whole different type of venue. It's going to be amazing.
Yes, you were there last night for the rehearsal. I had to
No,
miss it.
I was there the first night for the rehearsal.
Okay, so you got a taste of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're going to be one of the spoken word performers tonight, is that right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Isn't it great to see him blooming and coming out of his little kid shell? He's got a little mustache. We love to embarrass him. Okay. And then the Smoky Row art exhibit at the
Yes.
Waterloo Writing Project tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And last week,
Oh, my
our
goodness.
show. For those
Yes.
of you who watched our show last week, we had Justin Brandt, the police officer, with that.
Yes, with
special
the
program.
Hail Mary project. It's like a sort of a mentoring project that also involves sports.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can always watch that on the North End update wall. It'll be posted there. And we also had Benjamin Smith, who's in charge of the Smoky Row project that's going on tomorrow night. Now, are you going to that?
I'm going to try.
Okay, because you're really good friends with a lot of those kids.
Yes.
And talk about that writing project.
So with the writing project, we meet once a week on Sundays, and we just sit down. We write about whatever. It's not like school where it's structured, or you have to write about this, or you have to write about that. But if we just come together, and it's like a safe space. So whatever you say, they're gonna respect what you're saying,
Wow.
and they can give you positive feedback and tips on how to improve your writing.
Wow. And are they full? I don't think they have so many kids. Do they get, they want more to
Yes.
come? So yeah, check that out. Alyssa Jean on Facebook is the person to contact. And you just put in the search bar Waterloo Writing Project. And maybe your child would be interested in something like this.
Because it covers a wide range of ages, right? Like,
From pretty much like elementary school to high school.
okay.
Yeah, I know a few teens that might benefit or enjoy that. So I'll have to let my friends know. Thank you, Zion. Yeah, so we've heard a lot of bad stuff on the news. I know you're not subjected. Do you listen a lot to the news, or is
Well, so I get a lot of my news through social media, even though I do have to do my research on it.
it right?
But
Smart.
yeah, I still get I get a lot of information before even they put it out on the actual news. Sometimes too.
Okay, right. And so you've heard about the Jussie Smollett
Yes.
scandal.
Yeah. He's being charged with falsifying a police report.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. So the news is always full of bad stuff. I mean,
People just judge too quick.
Yeah,
all
I
of
think
that.
so.
And what about
Yep.
El Chapo?
El Chapo, they're supposed to be, his lawyers are trying to get him another trial. And you know why?
Oh no.
Supposedly there were some jurors who were following the trial on television or reading about it in the paper, and you're not supposed to do that.
Oh
when you're
yeah,
sitting
that's a
on jury.
no-no. Everybody knows that.
Apparently these
Wow.
people didn't know it, yeah.
And then I heard about a dad who might be facing a felony for slapping his child's bully.
Yep.
Ouch.
Yep.
But guess what?
We ain't finna talk about that.
No, no, no. We don't
No.
talk about all that bad stuff. You can get that anywhere. Just go online and look up bad
That's
stuff.
right. That's
Okay,
right.
but we're here for good stuff happening on the North
That's
End and
right.
everywhere in the Cedar Valley, and in fact, the world. Like all that national news. We are going to talk about a few other things, though, Zion.
That's right.
What else? We're going to talk about your mama.
Oh. Congrats to Lori Dell for answering our trivia question last week. She won a Dark Matter T-shirt from
Iodine.
Iodine,
Yeah.
from Ben Smith.
I wanted that.
I
I wanted
know,
that
I
shirt.
wanted
It's a
that shirt.
beautiful
That was-
T-shirt.
It
It
is,
is.
and I think it even glows in the dark. Or I mean, it's really well
Put
made.
together.
Okay. You know what else we are going to talk about?
What?
We are going to talk about Yolando Lovelace being appointed to the VA director
Yes,
for Black Hawk County.
That is the
Yes.
perfect appointment. I mean, he worked under Kevin Dill for quite a while, and
Yes.
they became good friends and comrades. So, couldn't have gone to a better person. Such a respectful
Definitely.
young man. Yes.
Definitely.
And we are going to talk about the Black History Month presentation, which we've already
Yep.
talked about, and we are going to talk about what else, Chaveevah?
Well, we're going to talk about Students of the Month.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we can't really name any right now. Our problem is, well, it isn't really our, blame it on the weather, okay?
Yes.
Blame it on the weather. Because a lot of school was out, so, that just sort of interfered, but we'll be back
We'll be back.
very soon.
Travis has gift cards to give away, so you students keep doing your homework. Try to make the team.
That's right. Keep
That's
doing
you
what
too,
makes you
Zion.
awesome, absolutely.
Right. That means you too, Zion.
The homework is so tiring.
I bet. Oh, wow. Okay. This is the
Okay.
smallest violin. Yeah, one of those deals. And we are going to talk about our awesome guests. And I think it's about time to introduce them.
Yes, indeed.
And
yes.
before we do, we want to say thank you, Zion. Do you have any closing words to say before you go over and give us our comments?
I hope you guys had a great week, you know what I'm saying? And have a great weekend and the rest next week. And just have a good time.
Having good time all the time.
Live your
Okay.
best life.
Living your
All
best
right.
life. All
Thank
right.
you, Zion.
Thank you,
All
Zion.
right, see y'all later.
All
Yep.
right. Zion will be reading comments now for everyone to let us know your nicknames. Everybody's supposed to be typing in your nickname, your family nicknames, and we'll
Yeah.
share them online live. All right. And now, without further ado, we're going to have and we're going to have Kent. I think Kent's going to sit over there and come approach from that side, and Sauya will sit here. And we have Sauya. I don't care wherever.
Yes.
Yeah. There we have Kent Shankle from Waterloo City Center of the Arts.
Yes.
And we have Sauya Ammar from everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just does it all.
I try.
Yes. Welcome, welcome,
Thank you
welcome.
for having me.
Yes,
You bet.
indeed. Thank you both for joining us. It's always great to have you here, and it's always great to have our gurus.
Oh, yes.
Anytime. That's right.
Yes, we're so fortunate to have you guys. Of course, you're our artsy guru. And go ahead.
When to be called a guru, it's a little embarrassing.
Oh.
I'm just
Intimidating.
I'm just a guy who loves art and loves our community. And
But you know so
Oh,
much.
He's only the director of
Oh,
the Waterloo Center
right,
of the Arts. That's
right.
all.
I'm just lucky enough to get to be in a job where I get to connect our community with the artists and art
Yes.
opportunities.
But you know so much, so we need you. We need you as a guru, the know-all Kent Shankle, everyone.
There you go.
And Sauya, he keeps us up to date from time to time on sports. So he's our sports guru. But we've always known that you guys do a lot of different stuff.
Absolutely.
So we're going to get to know you a little bit better after we talk about the Soul
Soul
Town.
Town. Hey, the Soul
Yes.
Town.
And these guys are no stranger to the Soul Town.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Are you a subscriber?
I'm not yet. I'm a bad guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, we
Better
get to put you on
subscribe.
the spot. We love doing that. And you subscribe.
Absolutely.
Okay, you get a point. None for you, Ken. Okay. But this month is, of course, a very special edition.
Yes, it's the Black History Month edition, and actually, I would love for Sauya to do elaborate a little bit about the Soul
Yes.
Town.
Well, I got a call from the what would we call her? The owner of the Soul Town.
Extraordinaire. She's
Extraordinary.
the
She does so much,
Yeah.
and she told me because she was just recently in Boston, and basically the Soul Town digitally will be all across the world. Brazil. She named a couple of countries, which is part of her. I want to say it's a clubhouse for techies. So she was able to get the digital copy to a lot of different clubhouses. I think it's 100 total, but it's spread across the world. So we will be known globally.
Wow,
All right, that's
globally.
fantastic,
And
yes.
so, for those of you who don't know, the Soul Town is a virtual town. It's not really. I used to think it was Waterloo because we have a lot of soul here.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Sure, you're right.
But actually, it's a virtual town, and it's
Yeah.
just this magazine is chock full of wonderful things. And one of my favorite things that I have happened to see is that Chaveevah actually
Shameless
wrote,
plug.
Chaveevah wrote a beautiful story about how image matters and how it's so important to have positive images of African Americans for young kids to see. And talk a little bit about that, Chaveevah, when you were growing up.
Yeah, just a lot of times when I think about the way in which I was raised and the kind of art that I like to produce, that it definitely, my upbringing definitely informs that because I like positive images, period.
Yeah.
And I've gotten that back from people of, all kinds of backgrounds that'll see my stuff and say, oh, I see joy, and good. To me, the
Good.
world needs more of that.
Oh,
And so I want any child who looks at my art to see something that makes them feel happy and is a positive representation of who they're looking at.
There you go. And you do a great job of that, by the way. I'm so happy to be your friend. And I'm not jealous of Chaveevah, or am I? Okay.
You two really are everywhere.
I know we are. And the other thing I wanted to point out is that now you can watch Boom Shakalaka on the digital version. So they have a push play option, so you get to watch Rocki and Chaveevah live, and you get to see this show next time on the Soul Town next month.
I believe so, yep.
Yes. So get your digital copy at thesoultown.com.
The Soul Town.
.com.
Put me on the spot.
Or you can also pick up a copy where, Kent? Earth's Beauty Supply?
Earth's Beauty Supply, 403 Franklin Street.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes. Or Tri-City Clothing.
Yes.
All right. And next, we like to get you guys really warmed up before we interview. Is that where we are, Zion?
Yes.
You're doing well with time. We want to have you help us to give out birthday
With it.
shout outs. And my birthday's tomorrow, so you can sing to me too. And I'd like to say happy birthday to my 3-year-old granddaughter, Sage Imani Martin, today. And also, you want to go ahead and read off
First
that
one?
first line?
All right, we
Yeah.
got happy birthday going out to Joanne Thomas.
Yes.
We also want to give love to Greg West, Ebony Wilder, and J.J. Holmes.
All right, Kent.
Also, we've got birthdays going out to Talion Green, Ashley Wortham, Jacob Lampman, and Stan Allen.
Oh my, we know a lot of people there. And
Yes.
who else, Chaveevah?
Who else? Oh my goodness. Birthday greetings going out to Jocelyn Johnson,
Yes.
Elisa Newell,
Yes.
Lucille Bunch, and Curtis Washington.
Right. Also, Preston Essex. Happy birthday, Phaedra Roby. Deborah Burks, our own Pastor Deborah.
Yes.
And Jeff Hawkins.
Yeah.
Yes. So we want to make sure that you enjoy your birthday. So we always do a little bit of singing. And we like to do the Stevie Wonder version.
All right.
Can I throw another birthday in there?
Please.
Since you invited me as the art guru, I thought I'd better do a little research. And there is a birthday, we're celebrating a birthday this week of an important African American artist, Horace Pippin, who would be 139 years old this month.
My,
birthday.
Horace
Actually
Pippin.
today. So
Today, wow.
Happy birthday, Mr. Pippin.
That's right.
Right.
lots of good people celebrating.
All right. Yes, for sure. So celebrate with us, and we're going to sing Stevie Wonder version, and it goes something like this. Happy birthday to ya.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
All right, boy, we sounded really good.
I tell you.
Y'all sounded good.
Oh, you sounded. I like that bass.
I was bringing you down.
All right, fellas.
Boy, oh
Well,
boy.
Chaveevah, why don't you go ahead and talk to these? You can talk. You want to talk to who? Should we do first?
Well, see, I'll talk to you, Sauya, because in that way I'm not looking like I'm giving Kent the side eye.
Okay, we don't want no side eyes.
No. Just talk to us a little bit about what it is you do with DHS.
Okay, well, I've been working with the Department of Human Services for about 20 years now, and basically I'm what we would call a caseworker, and we deal mainly in child support, the enforcement side of it. So we help a lot of families, especially moms and dads, collect child support for their children, because I truly believe, because I am also a mentor, that these moms and dads need the financial support. So when you can be able to help these moms and help collect child support for kids, it's a well worth job to have. So yep, I've been doing that for the last 20 years. I also, of course, work for KBBG Radio as a
Yes.
sports director, where we do the local play-by-play games for the East and West games. And then I also, as you know, write for the Soul Town magazine, the health side of it. And basically just try to get information out to especially African American, because that's what the Soul Town is geared toward, because a lot of times we don't think about our health, especially men. So I want to at least show men that, hey, we need to start eating healthier, thinking about our health, because we're not getting younger. But those are some of the things that I do. Also, like I stated, I am part of the Big Brother and Big Sister program. I've
Wow.
been with mentoring for the last 15 years now. So I try to stay active within the community, and I also want to let the listening audience know, because a lot of times young men, and I say young men between the ages of 19 and 25 to 28, they get forgotten sometimes, and a lot of these young men also need a little mentoring. So we, Anthony Thomas and myself, we put together a basketball league called the Cedar Valley Primetime Basketball League, where we are all not only offering basketball, we also have a mentoring where we give these young men life skills, whether it's financial literacy, whether it's dealing with health, whether it's dealing with the law. So we're going to be starting that upcoming March 5th. So if you know someone between those age groups, please get in contact with us. We would like to have them come along and not only play a little basketball, but learn certain life skills, because we know some areas within our community definitely need it.
Yes, definitely.
So that's what I'd be doing.
Yes, that's
Okay.
what you be doing.
That's
And
plenty.
So listen, I'm sorry,
No,
but
but-
about your sports now. When can someone hear you doing? Is it every Friday when they?
Every Friday. Unfortunately, for the last couple of weeks, our equipment has been down. But we got it all worked out, so we'll be up and going when the next season starts back up. But I also do a sports talk show every Wednesday on KBBG from 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock. Me and my co-host, Joey Manigo. So we talk a lot of sports, whether
You
it's...
guys get kind of loud sometimes
Oh, yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Start argue, you don't argue or
Yeah.
nothing.
Oh, we
Okay.
argue.
Oh,
Don't
do
worry,
you?
because I think I'm a guru. He thinks he's a guru.
Okay.
So sometimes gurus, we bump heads, but it's an exciting show. We talk about local sports, national sports, talk about Colin Kaepernick and the kneeling. So we
that's
touch,
stuff
we're
that
not
needs to be
afraid to
talked.
talk about anything. So it's an exciting show, and it definitely worth listening to.
Awesome,
Absolutely.
awesome.
Zion, do we have any comments?
Yes, we do. Stephen Rickheimer says, love the show.
Oh, hey, Steve.
Thank you, Steven.
Yes.
Kellen Roberts says, hi, ladies. How are you today?
Hi.
Chastity Martin says, happy birthday to you tomorrow.
Oh,
Right.
thanks, sweetheart.
And Keelan Roberts also says, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Go on.
No, go on.
No, really, go on. No, thank you guys for watching. And so how can people get a hold to you, whether they wanted to know more about Big Brothers? How?
Absolutely. Yep. You can just, especially with the Cedar Valley Primetime Basketball League, you can reach me in my full name, Sauya Jamal Ammar @gmail.com. You can
Okay.
also reach me by way of phone. I'm not afraid to give my phone number out, so please call 319-230-3450. So if you want to be a mentor, because we need more mentors. I tell people, especially African Americans, when a couple years ago, when Miss Ferguson had that special class,
that's right.
They asked for African American male, and we didn't show up. So I think I always push for African American males to get out and mentor young men that looks like them, so they can have something positive to look up to.
You mentored one of the young men in his class.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Anthony Ross, I hope you're doing well, young man. Also, might as well give a shout out to all my mentees. Derek Timmerman. Also want to give a shout out to Devontae Johnson. So those are 3 men that I mentored my whole 15, 18 years mentoring.
What an asset
Yes,
to our
indeed.
community.
I try to stay busy.
And you're doing a good
Yeah.
job, it sounds like to
Yes,
me.
indeed.
And could you just repeat your phone number one more time for
Absolutely.
those?
It's 319-230-3450. Sauya Jamal Ammar at gmail.com.
Right. Or just hook him up on Facebook,
There you go.
inbox him.
Yeah, just
He'll give
inbox.
you all that information over again.
Absolutely.
And does Sawyer have a nickname? We were talking about
They
nicknames.
call me Sauya J.
Sauya J.
Sauya J.
That's been my
Okay.
nickname forever. So they
Okay.
used to tease me though. They used to call me soybean and soy sauce.
Oh, I bet they did. But you know, I heard your brother has a biblical name. I don't know if Sauya is. Emmanuel.
My parents, I don't know why they do. My parents, they gave all my brothers and sisters biblical names: Darius, Rebecca, and
Oh.
Emmanuel.
Oh.
I got the traditional African name, which is Sauya.
Oh,
So-
I love all those
Yeah,
names.
beautiful names.
Beautiful
Yep, yep.
names. All right. And before we get to Kent here, I want to mention the picture that's in the background, the painting. This is something done by Chaveevah Banks Ferguson that was commissioned by the mayor's office.
wow.
And you may not be able to see everything, but yeah,
there we
there we
go.
go. Thank you, Ed. And we didn't shout out to our awesome crew who does things like that.
Yes.
Thank you, Ed and Zion and Mark. But yes, this painting is hanging in the mayor's office. And Chaveevah, just quickly, will you talk about the painting?
Okay, the title, I like to give my stuff titles. The title of this painting is Connections, because it deals with not only the personal connections that Mayor Hart has with different things about the city of Waterloo, but that just the different things that are sort of, in most people's mind, iconic to Waterloo. There
Yes.
is, you can't probably see the entire thing, but there's the fun run that's held every year. There's the 4th Street Bridge. There's all kinds of people of different ethnicities, different walks of life gathered at the bridge. There's the
mayor. He's in the middle.
right in the middle.
With his bow tie. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, and the sportsplex and the
John
air
Deere.
balloon. Yeah, the amphitheater is even up there. So the Cedar River in the background, right? Or is that
Yes.
sky?
That's-
Anyway.
Yeah, that's the river.
It's all
Yeah.
beautiful, and we're going to be selling those paintings here soon, so you can get your print copy of this painting as a print. So if you're interested, just contact.
Yep. Inbox us or comment in the comment section and let us know.
Yes,
Lovely.
and we'll certainly make sure to
Absolutely
reserve a
lovely.
painting for you. And the size of those paintings?
16 by 20.
Yes, and the
Prints.
price is going to be $30. Is that what we agreed on?
Yes.
$30
Yes.
for your copy of the print.
That's a steal.
It is, and it's definitely a keepsake. So, all right. Any more comments, Zion, before
No.
we move on? Okay. Kent, our art guru, the man of the hour here. Talk about what you do at Waterloo Center for the Arts. We know you're the director, but what does that entail?
Well, as I said before, I'm fortunate enough to have a job where I get the opportunity to try and connect people in our community with the arts in so many different ways. And there's always things happening at the Center for the Arts.
Oh, always. Classes and
Yeah, we were talking before about kind of the seasons and when it's busy and when it's not. And it is always busy, but with the weather, some things have gotten canceled. It's gotten a little slower, and so we had the opportunity to kind of count up some numbers, and we found out that last year we served over 191,000 people.
oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Had over 191,000 visitors to the Center for the Arts.
Oh,
And
wow.
we had over 1,700 events that were events, meetings, programs that were hosted at the center. So
Wow.
it's a great place with lots going on.
Yes, and I guess that's something that I don't think about, but people can actually rent a room or have a party, or there's a lot of different things that a person can do at the center.
Absolutely, and I can't even begin to touch on all those, but just want everybody to know our admission to our galleries is free, and so just any day that you don't have something to do or you have a few minutes in between things that you do have going on, feel free to stop in and so forth. A lot of times we talk about art and we talk about the ideas, the concepts behind these exhibits, and a lot of times I think people think, oh, that's not for me. I don't know this stuff. I'm not an artist, but it's fun. I mean, you just go and enjoy it and take it in, and there is really, truly something for everyone.
It absolutely is. I've said this before, and that is how fortunate it is to even have something like the Waterloo Center for the Arts in this town where you can go and look at art. Do you see the image that's behind us right now?
It's
That's from one
beautiful.
of the exhibits that's going on right now.
Talk
Yeah.
about that. the
We're
exhibit.
changing lots of exhibits. We have lots of new ones opening up. So just to touch on that a little bit, next Friday night we'll be having an event that's celebrating the opening of a couple of these new exhibits. And one of them is Science of Surprise by Krista Ruel. And that's kind of what you're seeing in the background here. Krista
Beautiful
is
work.
an artist who has some connections here in the community. She spent some time here. She's now in Indiana, but she and her husband do projects and installations all over the world. And the exhibit that she has currently in our Forsberg Gallery is one that is, she's dealing with ideas of nature and the kind of the underlying basis of nature that's geometric. But sometimes when we look at the world, we see chaos and disorder,
Oh,
but there's
sure.
this underlying order. And so there's these kind of dualities in life, and she's kind of trying to capture that visually and reflect that in her work. And it's an installation that you can actually, and a part of it you can walk through and experience and become a part of and look at it from lots of different angles. I think anybody of any age would have, certainly be engaged and entertained.
It's like being inside that walkthrough part. I did walk through it, and it's like being inside of a molecule, I guess, if you could,
Wow.
for lack of a better way to. Well, I'm not trying to be real specific. I mean, it's just what you feel. But just walking through it is just kind of awesome. You see different things and different patterns, and yeah.
Make me want to
Absolutely.
just get up and go there
Yeah.
now.
It's got a soundtrack going behind it. And then there's also some other pieces installed throughout the exhibit, including these really interesting, they're origami pieces. They're made out of paper, but she does multiples of them and groups them together, and that's what's in the background right now.
Oh, yes. It
And
looks like those little
creates-
things that we used to fold in high school and do the
Yeah.
football.
And you need to
thing.
see them in the exhibit. I think it's so
Yeah.
cool because this is such a simple material that anybody could have. It's inexpensive,
Right.
but she does something just totally incredible and unexpected with it.
Right. Isn't
You know,
that
like
what art's all
thousands-
about?
Thousands of them, so
Yes.
put together, and it's amazing to see. Yes.
Wow. And you brought some books that we got the wrap up sign, but we want to talk about some of these books that you brought. Talk about those.
Not only do we have exhibits opening next Friday, but on the 15th of March, we have additional exhibits opening up. And one of those is a very special exhibit in our Phelps Youth Pavilion. We will be showcasing the art of Ed Amberly, who is a children's book author and illustrator. And if his name doesn't mean anything to you, if you did a little research, you'd recognize a lot of the books that he's done. He's won the Caldecott Award for a book that was out when I was in school. He's done over 100 books since the 1960s, and he
Wow.
also strongly believes that everybody can make art, everybody is creative, and so he's put out a lot of books to help everybody kind of find their inner artist. We've got one book that probably lots of you would recognize, teaching you to make all kinds of different things using your thumbprints.
Thumbprints, isn't that creative?
Oh, wow.
And he has different examples of different things that you can just do with your thumbprints and maybe an ink pad. So
Yeah.
how awesome is that for your kids? You have a little example here that you can go by. So these books are a part of your book collection and the.
Well, the actual, some of the actual pieces, the artworks that the artist did that are that make up these books will be displayed. We're getting them directly from the
Oh.
artist, and then we'll have activities that kids can do so that they can experience at Emberly's art and do it in an active way. So they'll be making thumbprints, and they'll be able to walk into some structures that are brought to life from his books and so forth. So it's in our Phelps Youth Pavilion, which generally has a $5 admission fee. But if you come on the 15th for this opening, you and your family will get in free.
Whoa, did you hear that?
So events
Free.
on the 1st of March as well as the 15th, and there'll be exhibits, there'll be food, and there'll be beverages. I know you ladies like your beverages. So
We do like our
Website
beverages.
for anybody that wants to know any more information.
Yes,
visit our
please.
website at www.waterloocenterforthearts.org, or you can give us a call at 319-291-4490 to find out more.
Awesome. And you got to get over and see those exhibits. I mean, there's so many communities that don't have a beautiful center like
That's
ours.
right,
So
yes.
take advantage of these things, they're free
It's free and it's for you.
and it's for you, right?
Free
Is
is
that
always
your
good.
Yes, free's always good, right? Yeah, so I think that was a pretty great show. We loved getting to know our gurus, and you can get to see them again because we're going to have them sitting in the middle. We're having guru sandwiches all year. So make sure that you tune in again, and you'll recognize these guys when they're on again as our gurus and co-hosts. So
Yes.
I believe, thank you, Zion, for coming on with us today. And are there any more comments?
No.
Any fun nicknames? Come on, y'all gotta participate. Okay. We'll probably after the show, everybody will be putting on
Their
their
nicknames.
boo
that's
bob
right.
and all of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But anyway, if all hearts and minds are clear, I think we're gonna say, keep doing what makes you awesome
Because it makes us all look good.
See you next time.
Yes.